Welcome back. The Electoral Commission has briefed Parliament's Portfolio Committee on Home Affairs on its readiness to handle the local government election in 2021. Here's some background. The ANC last week said it wanted all elections synchronised. The economic freedom fighters said it would prefer for the elections to be postponed. By law, the polls have to be held by the 1st of November at the latest. Right on that story for us is parliamentary reporter Lindsay Dentlinger. Lindsay, good afternoon to you. So, what is the IEC saying? Will it be ready to hold local government elections in 2021?
Good afternoon, Jeremy. Well, besides the big uncertainty of this pandemic, all things being equal, the Electoral Commission has told Parliament's Home Affairs Committee that it is ready. It needs about 86 days from the date of the proclamation of an election to prepare. That date we know not yet decided, but the IEC said talks with the Cooperative Governance Minister, Nkosazana Dlamini-Zuma, is ongoing as to when that date would be proclaimed, but it's doing all the necessary work that it needs to do to prepare for a poll. As you said, it cannot be held later than the 1st of November. The law dictates 90 days from the date the officers were elected, which was on the 3rd of August of 2016. And so their processes are well on track. They are procuring new voter management machines to replace those controversial zip-zap machines. And they're even looking at an online registration process. They have some 90% of addresses now attached to the 26.5 million people registered to vote in a local government election.
I cannot believe, though, that the COVID-19 pandemic is not having a major impact on its preparations.
So what impact it has had at this point, Jeremy, is that the Municipal Demarcation Board, which is responsible for determining boundaries, wards, we know that this is always a controversial issue come election time, their work has been delayed by the COVID pandemic. And so for the IEC to proceed, it needs a list of these wards. This has now been delayed by about 3 months. The IEC telling Parliament today that they'll get the first list of over 100 wards towards the end of August, and then the final batch towards the end of November. So other than that, the IEC says they are on track. And so this is really work that needs to be done first before they can continue doing what they have to do. But they have revised their program, and they say even with this revised program, they would still be on track to hold an election within the legally prescribed time.
And just a final one, you and I have heard this call for the synchronised election from many different quarters coming for much time. Does the IEC have an official position on this?
Well, the IEC is always making it very clear that this is not within their realm, their ambit to decide and to weigh in on this debate. This, they again pointed out to Parliament's Portfolio Committee today that this is really a policy decision and something that would have to be decided and determined by the legislature with the political parties. But it is pointing out to Parliament what ramifications there could be for having a single election. On the plus side, pointing out that it could save a lot of money for the state to have a single election. But possibly a disadvantage is that political parties will only go out to the electorate once every 5 years, as opposed to at present once every 2.5 years or so, as the elections are staggered. But the IEC really staying out of this, not giving anything away as whether they would have a preference for how these elections are determined, saying that it's totally up to political parties and the legislature to decide whether to make such a rash policy decision.
All right, Lindsay Dentlinger in Cape Town, thank you very much.